Hello and welcome back to Sci-Fi Tech.
Now let's go ahead and test it out. Turn it on. And there. Looks like that.
Let's get started.
And these are the items that you're going to need to make for this project. The items you're going to need is 2 3-volt button cell battery holders, 2 green LEDs, 2 3-volt button cell batteries, a vibrating DC motor, and a slide switch. And of course, what you're going to need is this cardboard Amazon box, which has this little cap design that you need to cut out. Now let's go ahead and assemble this project, and let's get started.
First, I'm going to cut off this flap from this cardboard box. And then I'm going to go and take this X-Acto knife and cut just below the dotted line of the design, so that way I can cut it out better. And it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and put some hot glue in the joints, so that way I connect everything together better. Just like this. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and put it onto the vibrating DC motor and glue it right here. Next, I'm going to take these 2 green LEDs and I'm going to place them where the eyes are. And I'm going to poke out the eyes with using the screwdriver. Make a hole just like this. Poke it through both sides so that way the LEDs can fit in without the cardboard pieces sticking out. And place them in just like this. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and glue down the LEDs so that way they stay in more secure. And as you can see, these 2 leads are the anodes and these 2 leads are the cathodes. I need to link them both together where there's anode to anode and cathode to cathode. First, bend down the anodes just like this. Cross them over. Solder them together. And there, the anodes are now soldered. Cut off the excess. Now repeat the same process with the cathodes. Bend them both the opposite direction and cross them over. There we go, just like that. And now solder them together. And there, the cathodes are now soldered together. Now make a quick test with the 3-volt button cell battery to make sure the LEDs still work. And as you can see, they still work. Perfect. Next, I'm going to take the 2 3-volt button cell battery holders. And this side's positive, this side's negative. And I want to link the 2 holders together where both the negatives are facing each other. Take a small dab of super glue. Push it together, rub it, put a little bit more super glue on top, and spray some activator. And there, now they're attached. Next, I'm going to bend both of the negative leads so that way they both can be soldered together. There we go, both the negative leads are now soldered together. This creates the common ground. Now solder 10 the positives. Solder a negative wire to the cathodes. And then solder that wire to the negative terminal of the button cell battery holders. Next, take another negative wire and solder it to the negative terminal of the button cell battery holders. And then solder that wire to the negative wire of the vibrating DC motor. Solder the 2 together. And then take the positive wire from the vibrating DC motor and connect it to the slide switch. And then take another positive wire and solder it to the anode of the LEDs. Take that same wire and solder it to the same terminal of the slide switch. Next, you're going to take a special positive wire that has 3 solder joints, one in the middle and one on each end. Connect one terminal to the positive terminal of the button cell battery holder, solder it into place, and then take the other positive to the other positive terminal, and they're both connected just like this. And then take another positive wire and solder it to the center terminal of that wire. Solder it together. And now take that and solder it to the other terminal of the slide switch. And now it's time to connect the batteries to the circuit. Put the 2 3-volt button cell batteries into place, just like this. And now I want to see if this one switch method works. Turn on the switch, and as you can see, it doesn't work.
Okay, so now I've noticed there was an issue. The LEDs were not turning on by using just one switch method. So what I had to do is I added an extra switch, so that way the LEDs can turn on independently from the DC motor. So the DC motor turns on from one battery, and one battery goes to the LEDs. So basically one battery for DC motor, one battery for LEDs. And as you can see, what I've done is I took that center wire here, cut it, and attached one wire to the switch, which then connects to the LEDs. And then the other positive wire is connected to the switch, which then connects to the DC motor. And now, as you can see, if I turn it on, just like this, the LEDs turn on. And now turn on the switch, the motor turns on.
Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and glue down the slide switch into place. Put a little bit underneath, just like this. And now take the other slide switch and glue it together. And there we go, both of the slide switches are now glued into place. Next, I'm going to glue down the 3-volt button cell battery holders. One thing I've noticed is that this device is off balanced, so I'm going to take an extra piece of cardboard and glue it into place to make it more balanced. And there we go, it is now balanced. Now, let's go ahead and test it out. The LEDs turn on independently. Now I take the other switch and turn on the vibrating DC motor. And there you have it, it works. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own Amazon Prime box cutout Jitter cat with using just a few simple components. And there you have it. Thank you for watching SciTech Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified for future SciTech Tech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.